All right, guys, so let's look at how to start and stop a Minecraft server on the using the Bisect Games panel at specific times of the day. So here we have a stopped server with no schedules. So we've got to create some schedules. Schedules are groups of commands that'll run. And the schedule name can be anything, but I recommend that you use meaningful names. So this first one is going to be called start the server. So we're going to just call it start server. And here it wants us to pick a date and a time to start the server. The date doesn't really matter so much, it's that time, and that time is what's going to be executed each day. So if I just choose this default, then every day at 2:08 p.m. my time, because Bisect likes to make it be your time from your computer, that's when it will execute. So I'm gonna, in order to pick a different time, we have to click this box over here. Okay, so it is currently 2:09. Let's set this for 2:15. And I had to use the down arrow to get there. I could roll the mouse too. So we're going to fire off at 2:15 p.m. The interval will be each day. So every day at 2:15 p.m. we will start the server. Now here it says only when the server is online. No. Make sure that's unchecked. We'll be doing it when the server is not online. That means it's not started. So now, make sure it's inactive, create the schedule. We now have a schedule. In fact, what we have, yeah, so it's a schedule. That doesn't start the server because we didn't give a command to start the server. Now we have to click it and add a new task. We can send a command or send a power action. Now a command will go to a running server. This is really nasty. I don't know why you would want to use that. And then, or we can send a power action. In this case, we want to send a power action. And it's a payload. Now, this start the server has nothing to do with that name. But start the server is what we want. We want to start the server. And do we want to continue on failure? No, we don't want it to keep running if it fails. So create the task. Okay, the task is now created. We'll come over here to the console because it's not yet 2:15. I realize I talked through that a lot faster than I thought I would. Now, that's 2:15. So that gives us enough time to come over here and do another schedule. Let's create another schedule called stop the server. And we want to kill the server, let's say at 2:18. That's, I noticed this server took about 1 minute to boot, so 2:18 means we'll be killing the server at 2:18 every day. You can ignore the date. Okay. So now it's set to 2:18. Intervals every 1 day. Only when the server is online. Yes. If the server is running, that's what online means, we will stop the server. But that's the name of our thing. It doesn't actually stop the server until we actually go in there and give it the task, which is send a power action with no offset. Power power action, stop the server. And then you can create the task And now, but you could, and we can see that nothing is running yet because it's not yet 2:15. Now we saw that there was another option in there about killing servers. And we can either make it part of stop the server or we can make it another schedule. We're just going to call it another schedule just so we can have some skills in making schedules here. So I'm going to call it kill the server. Remember, this does nothing. And so I want to say if the server hasn't died by 2:20, that's when we're going to end. And only when the server is online, because if it's offline, it will of course stop. There's no need to kill the server. And I did kill this, and I did not need to kill the server when I stopped the server. But just in case that's your failsafe, we're going to use that as a failsafe. New tech, send power action, kill the server, and now don't continue on failure. So now we have 3 schedules. One for starting the server every day at a certain time, one for stopping the server every day at a certain time, and one for killing the server every day at a certain time, just in case. Now, in your stop the server section, we could do this. We could send a command in offset the amount of time to wait until a previous task executes per running this one. If this is the first task on its schedule, this will not be applied. So we could say like to say server shutting down in 30 minutes. T send a command. It's not in the order that I want it. I don't see a way to send it. Oh, that would have to be. So the offset is seconds. So let's say what is 30 minutes? Calc 30 minutes times 60 seconds. 1800 seconds. So the power action will be sent in oh great. So we're limited at 900 seconds. So the farthest out you can actually go is so if you do it within so the power action will happen in 900 seconds. And then we can say server shutting down in since 900 is half of 1800, we can say it's 15 minutes. And this would mean when the schedule starts to send a turn off the computer, the server, we'll say server shutting down in 15 minutes. And then 15 minutes later, the server will shut down. And if so, you could say send another command and say, oh look, it's 2:17. Notice the server is starting up. And then we said the other schedule runs at 2:18. Was it? Or 2:20? $2.18. So it's actually probably running now too. As soon as it figures out when 2:18 is. You should see a command jump up in there. Tell us that the server is going to shut down in 15 minutes. Exciting times. Seconds are a painful thing to tick off when you're waiting for them. Let's do list. I did that so I can see what time it was. Now this is 12:16. Well, the start payload started when it was supposed to. All right, schedules. Oh, here we go. It's processing. It's fixing to do something. Ah, man. This sucks. This is technically a bug, isn't it? It is waiting 900 seconds to do the stop command, and then it's going to do the send command. And this needs a reordering button for the task. So, but you can see that it started the process at the right time. So make sure you have these things in the right order. I will now delete this schedule. And kill the server is going to run at 220. But only if the is online. Oh shit, look. Kill the server actually ran. So see, kill the server actually ran. All right, let's make a proper schedule for stopping the server. So, and so stop the server. Remember, just stop the server. That'll be its name. And we have to keep the order of actions correct. Only when the server is online. Correct. Create schedule. No. You need to edit it to schedule. Just edit it slightly out into the future and just set it for 325. Save the changes. Okay. Move faster here now. New task. Power command. Send power. We're going to send a command and we're going to say server stopping in 30 seconds. And the offset would be immediately. Create this task. And then we're going to go new task. Okay, 15 seconds. So the offset will be 15. Say server stopping in 15 seconds. Great task. So it's a good idea to have these down on paper. And then we'll do the power action, which happens in the 30 seconds that we mentioned at the top. And we're stopping the server and we're going to create the task. Good. All right, let's go back to all the schedules. That one hasn't even run yet. And then we're going to start the server at 223, right? Let's edit this schedule. Let's start it at 224. Save the changes. Good. back to all schedules, and then killing the server. Make sure the damn thing is dead. We're going to make sure it functions at 228. So all we're doing here is the 3 possible different ones. All right. Server is probably going to start here in a moment because we told it 223 or 224 or something like that. Yeah, 224. So it should actually be running now. There we go. Starting up. It's not exactly on the mark because I guess all of our clocks are a little bit off. So this next schedule is will run at 228. Console. And you witness it. You witnessed the kill function working earlier. You can always ignore these internal timestamps because that's the server's local time. So don't set your schedule to that. To set your schedule according to your local time. When do you want it to restart according to your time? See, this server is done. List. It booted so fast. So that's how you would start a server and then stop a server and then kill a server. And ironically, the kill one actually ended up running because we had something. And the stop one was actually running, if you recall, but it was waiting 900 seconds before it to stop, and then there would have been nothing to say to because then the server itself would have been offline. Oh, look, see, there it goes. Server stopping in 30 seconds and then 15 seconds. We got to see it run. I know I said 228, but look, there's definitely some kind of mismatch in the clock, but it is done. So you got to see everything operate. Now I can upload this to YouTube.